Good afternoon, everyone. Kevin Henderson, Grayson County Judge Executive. Today's Thursday, April the 23rd, 2020. Wanted to give you an update, COVID-19, Grayson County, what's going on. First, I want to tell everybody, like we did yesterday, be sure to remember to do your 2020 census. Be sure and remember to do that, folks, because it's very important. You might not think it is, but it is very important to us and to federal government and the state government as far as calculation of numbers go for funding for different type programs throughout the state. And next, I'd like to I talked about it a little bit yesterday afternoon, Watson School Road Bridge, just to let the folks know that that project's probably going to be held off for about 2 months. And I know the state closed it on us Friday because it didn't pass inspection, and or it failed inspection. And Representative Samara Heverin has been helping me work on that through channels in Frankfort. But we was actually told today, and it's not been clarified just yet, but Transportation Cabinet's putting everything on hold for about 2 months, and so that's going to deal with our budget as well. So people's not out spending and buying, so sales tax is not coming in. So there's a lot of different factors that come into play. So just be aware, folks. We're getting ready to be under a lot of changes here in the county as well. Also, remember National Day of Prayer on May the 7th at noon with Brother Chester Schartzer. Be sure and remember that. Also, I talked with Superintendent Doug Robinson this morning, and him and Principal Baldwin they're working on a plan for graduation for the high school seniors. And so that is, there's going to be something done, and I've talked to the Transportation Cabinet, and everything would be good to go, just depending on what they decide, what they want to do. So moving on to the positive cases for today. We have 2 new positive cases, one of which came in at press release time yesterday, but we was already up here speaking with you. And we got 2 positive cases, 19-year-old female, and that is an employee of Grayson Nursing and Rehabilitation. And we've got another 19-year-old female, which is also an employee of Grayson Nursing and Rehabilitation. 2 residents are still hospitalized and in stable condition of that facility, and all other residents that have tested positive are quarantined at Grayson Nursing and Rehab, and they are in stable condition. We have 1 positive, actually the one that we told you about yesterday, that had been over a week ago, I believe now, that it was just a resident of Grayson County, and that person it was in critical but stable condition yesterday. That person is at another healthcare facility and is in stable condition as of today. So the numbers for today on April 23rd, 2020, as of 2:30 this afternoon, total tests performed 297, pending now we have 42, negative so far we have 229, and positive as of today we have 26, with 5 recovered with the 1 death. And so we have 26 positive as of today. And I've got Josh here with me from the health department to talk a little bit about what's going on. And I want to release a statement also that I got from the staff over at Melinda and Katie and Julie and Jeff over at Grayson Nursing and Rehabilitation. Dear citizens of Grayson County, we would like to once again thank everyone for their prayers and support you have and continue showing us. Our commitment is still very strong to continue to give the best possible care to our residents. We would like to inform everyone that we are calling family members or the appropriate parties to give positive test results as they come in. We are still urging people to continue to call the facility with any questions or concerns. Again, please call Melinda Fulkerson, Katie Newton, or Julie Lee at 270-259-3676. So that was a statement that they released. They actually released that yesterday, and we got it at about press time, so I didn't get to read it. So I just wanted to get that out there today. And folks, I just want everyone to be aware. There's been a lot. We've been trying to lift Grayson Manor up in our prayers, and there's been some folks that has said, and I've complimented the staff and said I think they're doing a good job and a phenomenal job. And some have said, well, if they're doing such a good job, why they have positive cases? Folks, I'm going to tell you something. This could land on anybody's doorstep at any day, at any given time. And all the other facilities has done a good job, but they are not exempt from this. It just so happened to end up here. And it could happen to the hospital. It could happen to Springview. It could happen to Beehive. We pray that it does not. It could happen to the jail. We pray it does not. But be aware, they are doing everything that they can possibly do. You can't fight something that you can't see. You can only take precautions. And they've taken every precaution that they possibly can, and they're doing everything that they possibly can. So please continue to remember those folks. I can't stress enough how difficult it would be to know that you're going into something like that every day, and not only that, to have a loved one in there, and I can tell you that it would. I don't have anyone in there, but I know a lot of those folks that's inside that facility, and only thing we can do right now is pray for them that they do. That they're doing everything that they can possibly do, and I can assure you, with these folks that I've spoken with, they are. So just be aware that things that you say sometimes you can't take back. So before you rip something out on Facebook, be aware that who all it affects. So just be aware of that. So with that, I would like to turn it over to Josh. We've got some different things that's coming up as far as testing goes, and I'm going to let him go over that with you. Of course, that's sort of in his wheelhouse, so I'm going to let him talk about that. So Josh Emery, Grayson County Health Department.
All right, thank you, Judge. So today we actually had a call with Grayson Nursing and Rehab, Grayson Manor, whichever. And we had some community partners on that phone, including Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center, their CEO, as well as I believe she's their quality director. And of course, Grayson was on there, Grayson Nursing and Rehab, and some other members. And we talked about their plan going forward, and they had informed us that currently they had tested around 35, 36 or so residents who they seen as needing testing. One of the things that we are working to do is to expand that testing, and so starting this afternoon into the evening, they're going to test all of their residents and send that in, and hopefully we get the results fairly quickly. The turnaround for those results have been about 48 hours, so that would mean that we would get some results maybe this weekend. We're not for sure though. But I'll just give the community a heads up, we are expecting a busy weekend as far as getting some test results back. So hopefully the labs are functioning as needed and we get those back. No promises, but that's what we have in mind and what we've estimated. So again, Grayson Manor they have a plan in place. They're polishing that plan to make sure that they're doing their very best they can. And other members of the community, including Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center and the Health Department in Springview, is working to assist them in making sure that plan is as adequate as possible. The next thing I'll say is, we have actually 3 nursing facilities here in Grayson County, and we're working with all 3 of those facilities. And In particular, we've sent personal protective equipment to all the facilities, including Springview, and I just wanted to share those numbers today. As far as PPE received, surgical masks, 2,400, yellow masks, 500, N95 masks, 150, some gloves, looks like large gloves, one box of a count of 100, as well as they have received some disinfectant 5-gallon bucket. So we continue to work with those facilities and let them know the process of requesting additional PPE from the state. Given that there is a limitation on PPE still, there's a process that they have to go through to get approval from the state, as well as being, they have to be under 7 days of inventory of PPE at their site to qualify for additional PPE. So those standards have to be met, and again, the state sets that, not the county. So with that being said, it looks like it could possibly be a busy weekend. I would like to reiterate, like the judge said, just remember to pray for Grayson Nursing and Rehab, their staff, as well as our other long-term care facilities. Also to highlight, the judge was saying that it's not the workers' fault, and I agree with that 100%. If you look at the data that's coming out, and K105 actually ran an article 2 days ago or so that showed that this is something that's happening across the state. At that time when this article was put out about 2 days ago, they were saying that about 650 cases of those positive cases in the state of Kentucky are related to long-term care facilities. So this is something that's not necessarily confined here in Grayson County, and as the judge says, it can happen to anyone. So I just want to highlight that, as well as I talked with somebody down in North Carolina the other day, and they said that they were experiencing the same thing in North Carolina with our long-term care facilities outbreaks. So we just need to really appreciate the folks over at Grayson Manor. It's a tough job. Lift them up in prayers, and be grateful for those heroes that work there. Any questions? Yes.
Are there any plans in place to test all the employees of Grayson Nursing?
They are working on that now. There are some requirements that they have to meet before the state will approve that testing. So as soon as, and they have a game plan in mind to do that very quickly. That's what I'll say right now, and as soon as we have more of that, we will update you. But we're hoping that within the next couple days that happens. Okay?
Someone asks here from the Facebook. I gotta take my headphones out. Somebody asked for the Facebook. They want to know, is there anything that Grayson Manor needs that they could supply from the community?
Right now, if you still have, if there's organizations and businesses out in the county that have PPE that they're not using that they want to donate, we can gladly forward that over to Grayson Nursing and Rehab, or you can arrange dropping that PPE off. The next thing I will reiterate is staffing. They said they had a great outpouring of community support, but one of the things they still need is CNAs, and that's something really in long-term cares that they struggle to keep as it is CNA staff, and something like this, it's making it even worse. So they need nurses, obviously, but they really, really need CNAs at this time. So if you're a CNA and you want to reach out and serve your community and help those residents there at Grayson Nursing and Rehab, that would be very appreciative. Just give them a call.
Josh, I got somebody sent a question in. If somebody tests positive, should the people they have been in direct contact with, that person, should they quarantine if they receive a call from the health department? Which I think we went over this, but could you go over that again?
Yes, they should quarantine. It's not mandatory at this time that they quarantine, but they are strongly suggested to quarantine. And we are still notifying those people.
We will guide you on what you need to do.
Okay. Angie's here. Angie is our epidemiologist person and our nursing supervisor, and she said she will call those people and let them know what they need to do. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Josh. Once again, to update everyone on the numbers, Sam, do you care to put that back up? 297 total, 42 pending, 229 negative, and 26 positive. We've had 5 recovered. and with one death. And the two new positives we have today is a 19-year-old female employee, Grayson Nursing and Rehab, and the second is a 19-year-old female as well, employee at Grayson Nursing and Rehab. So please, everyone, just remember, I think Grayson Manor they've had some contact with some nurses today and yesterday, and but like I said, like Josh said, they're desperate need of CNAs. So if anyone can reach out to them, please let them know. Of course, they've got some of these folks that has tested positive. You've got to wait a certain amount of time before they can come back, and then of course they'll have to test to get to come back. So, but they're just a little short-staffed right now, and just continue to remember them. So, any questions, Matt? You got any questions? Sam, anything on there? Nothing? All right. We're going to just let everybody know we're going to go ahead and do updates because there's going to be a lot of tests probably going out, and of course you've seen our numbers on the pending numbers go up. So we're going to probably come to you Saturday and Sunday also at 3:30. We're just going to do the same time every day to let you know what's going on here in the county, and be aware, folks. All these it's not just Grayson Nursing and Rehab talking in the health department. When we talk throughout the day, a couple times a day, we've got Springview, Twin Lakes Regional, Dr. Lee, Dr. Green. There's a lot of physicians that's been on our community a long time that's offering their advice. And so we're all compiling together and trying to come up with the best solution. And of course, I listen to them folks. I respect them folks, those doctors. And so just be aware, it's not, they're not in this by themselves. We're all in this together. When I say we're all in this together, we're all in this together. So everyone have a good evening. Remember to pray that the Lord will heal our country, and everyone have a good evening, and God bless you.